How we doing? Good weekend, huh? Good. Yeah, no doubt.
Dave, when you look at some of the trends around the league, you see McDaniels doing it in Miami and Shanahan doing it in San Francisco with that kind of quick motion from the receivers. It looks like you guys were doing that with DT yesterday.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that, and is that kind of the newest way to get a very fast player and even more of a head start?
I think it's about using the guys that you have. And what we have is a couple of young guys with Trey and DT and with Rock Jarrett to be able to put some movement on them, try to get whenever you can switch the pass strength with a quick motion or something like that, it just softens up the defense a little bit, helps your releases, and then makes the linebackers have to kind of look at some things and assess it. So, it's something they brought, to the NFL game and kind of popularize it a little bit. College has been doing it for a long time, for a couple of years now. So just even dating back to Seattle, being there before, and then some of the things we try to build with DT throughout it. It's a good thing.
Dave, on that long drive, you kind of threw everything at them, right? You had end arounds, you had shovel passes, you even had Chris Godwin throw a ball. When you're able to do that, and I know you want to use all your players, but just how does that keep your guys stimulated and just, those plays you have to work on in practice, you have to spend time on them. Just the theory behind being that creative on a singular drive and throwing that much at a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for sure, to that point. The guys do enjoy that, as long as they're a part of the play, because, again, that's a lot of mileage, for if we aren't giving them, an opportunity for the ball. But, I think in a drive like that against a defense like this, I just wasn't going to try to make it this macho, mano a mano type of things. There's ways to do that. Make them work. And I think coming out of the first 3 games, I just felt like, maybe I wasn't trying hard enough to just get first downs, make yards while we're learning the core of our system, while we're trying to learn the fundamental blocking schemes that we got to get good at, the reads for the backs. We talk a lot about the rhythm of the backs over the last couple of weeks. But the combos up front, we have to be able to practice all that. But while we're getting those things, try harder to get first downs. Try harder to make yards. And I was happy about that yesterday.
Did you have an RPO play in there? It looked like there was a Mayfield odd and almost an RPO play yesterday.
We got a bunch of sneaky little RPOs built in on a lot of our plays under center and in the gun. So I'm not sure exactly which one you're referencing, but we do have options to take advantage of, an uncovered receiver here or there, or if backers overplay a run, then it's good to just have some answers, on the backside in different ways.
Dave, what was the thinking with getting Keyshawn Vaughn in there as the number 2 back instead of Sean Tucker? And it looked like, for a minute there, like he was going to get as many opportunities as Rashad did.
Yeah, playing, who's been around playing against the Saints longer than Sneak, as far as in the backfield goes. So he's got the experience. This is a really good defense. They do a lot of cool things, whether it's first, second, or third down in some of the packaging. And we felt like Sneak gave us the best opportunity that if they did do something exotic, he would have the eyes that has seen it. If they did something in the run game, he'd be able to find his way through those things. And I thought he did a great job, in the role that he played.
Whether it was a big third down conversion to Chris Godwin late in the game or the touchdown to Devin Tompkins, the offense continuously showed up in big moments. Can you speak about them just showing up when it was most clutch and needed?
Yeah, I mean, it starts up front. So what we're learning about our offensive line is it's a really good pass protecting group. They got us a couple times. That happens to everybody. But they continue to show us their ability to do that. So it starts there. But then Baker, just making great decisions, and they got us on a penalty on one. The ball didn't quite get to the line of scrimmage, but his decision-making process has been so good. The confidence is growing for the group, for me, with what we can do. And then, where's Chris at? Game on the line, where's Chris Godwin? And teams know that, defenses know that, we know it, and just the line giving us a chance to find him and to work, and then DT, just his energy, right? Like one of the things I tell the group all the time is the ball finds energy. So if you break, with a lot of juice. You make your break, it just grabs the attention of the quarterback. It's no different than basketball where everyone's kind of spreading out. Someone breaks through the hoop fast, you see him and you dish it. It's kind of the same feel, the ball, fine energy. So that's pretty cool there.
Dave, you made no bones about the fact that this offense runs through Mike Evans, right? We didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
Mike Evans from halftime on.
Yeah.
How important was it, because he really was the offense with 300 yards,
Yeah.
3 touchdowns in the first 3 games, for this offense, these young guys to win a game maybe without him? I know you want him on your
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
out there, but when he's not able to have the results that you did.
Yeah, I think when Mike's not out there, it frees up the defensive play caller to call things a little bit more balanced instead of like always putting their attention over to the 13, So then all of a sudden when things kind of even out, now it's like, okay, guys, who's going to make those plays? And I really like, again, Brad just, through these first 4 games, we just talked about it going into each game. Don't be afraid to just rotate those young guys in. We're going to need them at some point. They're not playing perfect ball. There's a lot they can clean up. There are a lot of sloppy plays that happen, but they played with a lot of juice, a lot of confidence, and Baker feeds off of that as well with those guys just flying around. So I was really, really happy Trey, DT came through for us,
You talk about like Baker's intelligence. He's played a lot of football, right? But there was a couple plays where you're just trying to get in field goal range, if nothing else, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of on that borderline. He scrambles for a first down. You're in field goal range. Penalty takes you out of it again. Then he gets back in there again. Just that awareness. I know you said something to him about it.
Yeah.
He said, but just that ability to get ball, right? To just let's get a score here.
Yeah, I think you said it. It's just being in those types of games, feeling that, okay, our defense is playing great. We had a couple where we put ourselves behind the sticks with like a penalty and then some things that happened, right around that area. And so like, okay, I'm calling this. If you just love the shot, great. But look where we're at, so whether he got it done with a check down or with his legs, that's the one thing he did a great job of in the game is they're trying to confuse him with all this dropout coverage and these double teams while they got nobody factored for the quarterback. And he's more mobile than guys give him credit for. And I know he's a move around guy, but he can go get yards. So yeah, I'm really happy about him just knowing what's the situation, the defense, us, our guys, what's it looking like, and he just has a feel for, making some of those good decisions.
The Saints defense, I think, was number 3 in red zone defense coming
Yeah.
in. It probably wasn't what you guys had done best in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
But 3 for 4 yesterday. All of them kind of in that low red zone,
Yeah.
almost within the 5. What was the key to executing those and getting the separation you got with those touchdowns?
Yeah, it's making plays. I mean, I think the cool part about having, somebody like Baker is he turned a couple of really average play calls into some touchdowns, and we're learning too, like there's tendencies that we study, but then how do teams play Baker and Mike? That's a big factor for us. And then that tells a story for what we have to be ready for. And Baker didn't panic in those situations. He just said, okay, this isn't what the play was designed for, but I have outlets. He found Cade, inside on one of our plays, the extension to DT on the other one, the flat route he threw to Rashad, that Rashad took it down to the 1 yard line. Like those were just him saying, all right, not the design, boom, go to the next one quickly. That's good football. And that gives me a lot of confidence to be able to make those pass calls to know he's gonna get us into a positive play.
Dave, you're learning about a new revamped offensive line, a new quarterback, a whole bunch of new players for you coming from Seattle. But you're also learning about yourself as a play caller.
Yeah.
4 games, where do you see yourself wanting to or needing to improve as the season goes on for the bye week?
Yeah, just the run game flow. Just understanding what the defensive plan is to try to take away, some of our core runs and being able to make a transition in the run game better. That's, I think, my biggest growth curve. I've watched coordinators get really good at that. I was with Brian Schottenheimer, Shane Waldron, Darrell Bevel before that. And that's something that they would kind of grow through in the first couple drives. And by the second quarter, they're kind of like, I see what they're trying to do here. And then you see some really some chunk runs happen because of these adjustments. And I just feel like that's a place where, I haven't quite wrapped my brain around yet. And then, situationally, just, learning in the red zone, just the balance of run and pass there that can continue, as you go through it. And I think we've done a better job in the last couple weeks being more balanced down there instead of I get so excited, to throw Chris and Mike touchdowns when we get inside the 15, that you can't forget, like, best red zone teams every year are the ones that run the ball for touchdowns in the red zone as well. So, and then that opens things up, for the whole offense when you can be balanced all the way down.
This is kind of a loaded question for you
Yeah.
because you brought him from Seattle, but can you just speak to the job that Brad Itzig is doing? This is his first time running a receiver room. He does have some veterans that Mike and Chris he leans on, obviously, but a lot of young players that he's charged with developing too. They're having to make plays for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing a good job of just being really patient, knowing that Sunday football, man, we're striving for this like rhythm in the pass game, but things start happening fast, and you're getting press coverage. Now I'm off my landmark, and so I think just as he's been working through this first 4 games, again, the youth is a big deal, but also for Chris and Mike, learning the system and how things play out for all the coverage. I can't practice every pass play against every coverage throughout the week. So when different things happen in a game, he's doing a great job of just kind of rehashing those for them and saying, hey, guys, here's why this split's important on this concept. Here's why. So he follows back around. And beyond that, just like, he does a lot of like, target tapes early in the week for the DBs we're playing, for release plans and things like that. So things he's picked up from, Sanjay Law in Seattle, who he got to see kind of do it, who's been doing it for a long time. So he's employing those things, doing a great job. And, and of course, in the game, like we've worked together so long, he can be a really strong voice for me if I'm not seeing something. And he's done a great job of picking and choosing when to kind of break my flow of my train of thought. For maybe we might have to, shift direction a little bit. He's done a good job of just picking and choosing when to say, hey, eyes open, it's this, So, yeah, he's doing great.
How would you rate Godwin's pass? And when's the last time he threw one? I don't even know.
Shoot, I don't know. I just know that he's made some really good decisions as we've been practicing them. And he had a plan on that play. He had Trey, the guy's back turned, so he felt like he could still get it up to him. I thought we should have gotten a PI on it. The guy ran into him with his back turned, So I thought we'd get a flag on it. But I thought it was a great flat ball, great decision with the safety coming over the top. I mean, that's next level quarterback stuff right there. So he got me excited with the decision there. But again, just plays the guys can get excited about. Make that backside defensive end have to do something. Hopefully it helps, a play in the future.
When did you first
Wait,
know
last
that
one,
he could
please.
throw? Oh.
Go ahead.
When did you first know that Chris could throw? Like you just see him doing it at practice one day?
Oh, yeah. You watch the guys play catch. I mean, he can spin it. Yeah.
I have one more, if I could.
Yes.
Luke Gedeke playing right tackle,
Yeah.
new position for him. 4 games in, how would you assess his play? Cameron Jordan's
Yeah.
a joke to have to go to. He pretty much shut him down yesterday.
Luke's been fantastic. I think his raw power really shows up. Fundamentally, obviously, he and Tristan are still working through being on those edges and playing these different elite pass rushers week in and week out. But, in the run game, he's been fantastic. He's fast on the backside. He's strong at the point of attack. And his pass pro is like, it's been good. So it's like, really excited about Luke.
Okay, thank you.
Good. All right.
Thank you.